Yeah, welcome to another episode of Arts Place, conservative talk from a different view. We got a great show today. Today we're going to talk about Caucus. Yes, yesterday I went to the Caucus here in Colorado. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Super Tuesday and all that neat stuff and other hot topics of the week. So let's welcome my guest, Lloyd Mendenhall. And let me unmute you and welcome to the show, Lloyd.
Hey, thanks, Art. Thanks for having me. So, how you doing today?
I am doing pretty good. Had a busy day yesterday. Went to caucus. Surprisingly low turnout. I was the only one in my precinct to show up, other than
Really?
the precinct leader that was there.
Yeah. Well,
And
at least you knew who was going to win that caucus
yeah, well, I mean,
or that precinct, anyways.
yeah, this precinct out of many different
Yeah.
precincts in the
Yeah.
county. And so I became the secretary of our precinct. And so I'm all set up for the different assemblies. I'm a delegate for the county assembly.
Oh, okay.
And in case the folks out there, oh, welcome, Mitch, welcome to the show. Uh, in case people don't know how it works here in Colorado, we have an assembly process for the different levels of government here. We go county, and then we go congressional district, and then there's the state assembly. On the
Okay.
county assembly, that's where we nominate people to run for the different offices in the county, such as county coroner, county assessor, uh, county commissioner, uh, and candidates for state house, state senate, and and district attorney too as well. So we'll be
Okay.
doing that. So, and that one is a pretty busy. It's on a weeknight, so it'll be pretty busy. So what we do is a bunch of us uh, for that house district, we all gather together, and if there's more than one person running, then we vote on the candidates. And there's a certain threshold you have to meet in order to either make it to the primary or not make it. So the
Right.
threshold is 30%. So you have to have at least 30% to make it to, if it's more than uh, two candidates.
Right.
If you get 10% or less, you're done. But if you get between 10 and 30%, you get petitioned to be on the primary ballot. So that's one way you could do it.
All we have to do, and I like it this way, because uh, whatever office you're running for, you just go down to the state electorate office. Anyways,
Secretary of State,
Secretary of State, yeah, or their precinct, whatever,
right,
their district office.
right,
You just go down there and you just register to vote, or not to vote, but to run,
right.
and you don't have to have any certain number. And the thing is, if a person if person doesn't get a majority, or if there's two people that neither one get they're within, I don't know, 200, 300 votes of each other, well, then they're going to be in a runoff. And the person who uh, comes
It's
in
a,
last, and they're not on
yeah.
the runoff. But,
Mhm.
I mean, so it makes it for guys like me who can just go down there and file our uh, petition to be, or file our
Paperwork. Yeah, your
paperwork so we can be on put on the ballot. Yeah.
mhm. Well, that's sort of similar how we do it in Colorado. What we do is we go to the Secretary of State if it's a state uh,
The
seat.
election board. That's what I was trying to think
Yeah,
of. The election board.
and you go to the Secretary of State and you just uh, go to what office you're running for, and you fill out the forms, and you have to set up a bank account, and then you have to get an EIN number. And once you get that all set up, and they tell you, hey, everything looks good, you're good to go, and then you're off to the assembly.
Yeah.
And when you go to the assembly, and like I said before, you just meet the certain threshold. Uh, when I ran for state senate, I met the threshold for primary. So I made it well into the primary, and I didn't win in the primary. However, I was a fill-in candidate for state house that I ran 2 years prior to that, and lost to the Democrat now. So getting back to the caucus. So
Right.
now I'm a delegate to the congressional assembly. So here in Jefferson County, we have two congressional districts. We have District 7, which
Right.
is the one I'm in, and District 1, which is Diana DeGette's district, which is all of Denver and a little teeny tiny part of Jefferson County
Right.
is in her district. That one is pretty straightforward. You go to the assembly, and anybody who hasn't signed the paperwork or has signed the paperwork, they could go down and they could be nominated on the floor by somebody. Say,
Hmm.
hey, my name is so and so, and I'm here to throw my hat in the ring for this office. And then someone else could say, I second, and then you get more than a couple people that say, yeah, okay, we support. Then that person gets put on the primary ballot. And then at the state house, that's where you have all your statewide races. So since this is like in between times, because we already voted on most of the statewide races, like Secretary of State, Treasury,
Right.
Governor. So there's going to be some auxiliary offices like regent for CU and so forth on that. For the state assembly, I am an alternate for that. So the good thing about that is all the big wigs will be there. Uh, Senator Cory Gardner will be there. Congress, all the congressmen, Republican congressmen from Colorado will all be there. So I'll be able to rub elbows and say, hey, I got this show. I would really like to interview you for a show. So that gives me an opportunity
Yeah.
to get guests for the show. So,
Okay.
and that is how it's done here in Colorado. Uh,
It seems like the most efficient way to get absolutely nothing done in the most efficient manner.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, you know, it's just
that's just how it. is. That's how
Yeah,
it
it didn't used to be
it
like that.
goes all the way back to when Colorado first became a state. And but what I'm
Of
hoping
course, I may
is,
not have been paying attention to it back then either. You know,
well, I'm hoping that technology will catch up and will you instead of paper ballots, we'll actually do it all electronically, and that'll go to a central uh, computer, and everything will be tabulated rather than going through every paper ballot and counting every vote like we did in the past. And that's the one thing that just really kind of bugged me is like, come on, here we are. We're in the 21st century. Why
yeah,
can't we all have tablets or an app on our phone, or we could just like tap the person that we want to vote for, and then that goes to a central computer in the building, and they can automatically tabulate it and save a lot of time.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I preferred Oklahoma's way. Go down, which for me is a block away
Mm-hmm.
or less, about a half a block actually.
Right,
Uh, go down to the Presbyterian church down there. Walk in. They ask which party you belong to. You show them your ID. They look it up on the ballot or
right,
on the registration,
right.
and you sign next to your name.
Mm-hmm.
Then you are handed this big piece of paper about this wide and about
Yeah,
that long,
right,
which kind of a waste considering what we had on this last. All we had was for the president and one state question,
right,
and uh, and of course there was five guys. There was Donald Trump and four other guys on there,
right,
and at least on the Republican side. And the Republicans, you can kind of look over and see what everybody's got and how they're registered by because they're different colors. And
right.
so, anyways, after you fill in the little box until it's good and solid, then you put it through a giant card reader box and just
Right.
sucks it in, and it shows if it's good, it'll show green. If it's bad, it'll spit it back out and show this so that, and it counts all the ballots right there on the spot.
Uh-huh.
And so that as soon as the night's over, as soon as the polls close, they pop it, or they lock it shut and send it off to uh they
Secretary.
plug it in. Yeah, they plug it in and they
Yeah.
read it, and then they send the full ballots off to the Secretary of State.
Yeah. Well, here in
But
Colorado, each county has a county clerk and recorder, and that's
well,
where
yeah,
all
we do too.
votes go there, and they're tabulated, and then that goes to the
Then that goes
Secretary of
off to the
State.
Secretary of State. Yeah.
The other thing that I forgot to mention is at the state assembly, we will be talking about party platform and all the different things that will go on to the platform that'll move forward into the election. And we'll also talk about some of the ballot initiatives that will be on the ballot this year. I think one of them is going to be uh, national popular vote, where there is a ballot initiative to keep it uh, the electoral college rather than going to a national popular vote.
Yeah. I'm I've always bounced back and forth on that, but anymore I'm starting to see the wisdom of the electoral college, because
Yeah,
otherwise you get these densely populated areas that uh, for whatever reason they're populated by one group, one side or the other,
right.
and it depends on the year.
Yeah,
But Yeah, I think the electoral college is still the best representative, and you know, this is what so many people miss the boat on,
Yeah,
is we're not a democracy.
right.
We're a
That's right.
republic. You
Hmm.
know,
With
we are,
democratic institution,
yeah, a republic with
democratic
democratic institutions. Yeah,
representation. Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's right. And there's a reason why the founding fathers put the electoral college in, was to prevent uh, large states such as New York and Virginia at the time were the largest populated states, and they would be electing a president every
yeah,
time. Mhm.
yeah, and it would exclude all other states and citizens of other states
Mhm.
if just the, you know, because Lord knows what would happen when California got control of that.
Yep.
The way
Mhm.
it is today. But
That's
yeah,
mhm.
uh, I forgot where I was. Anyways, yeah.
Had another squirrel moment, huh?
Oh yeah. I apologize, guys. We had a uh this time change is killing me. I went to sleep at 8 o'clock this morning,
Oh
and
boy.
uh I could not go to sleep for some reason. And then the neighbors across the street had a house fire, a small one, but apparently they thought they needed two ambulance, three fire trucks,
Oh, it's a
two fire chief
real
cars, and a
fire.
police car.
Yeah.
And they carried in a fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Mhm. Well, I wanted to show everybody something that I saw at the assembly yesterday that might have you people a little concerned. So okay, all right. Now I know where it is. Okay, let's share the screen. And, oh,
Oh,
uh-oh. Okay, let's see if everybody could see that. Anyway, folks, the classroom that where I was located for our precinct was an English class. And I noticed this on the wall. And you know, it's all women. And they're all liberal women. I don't see where's Melania Trump? Where's Condoleezza Rice? Why were they excluded from this photo? So we'll put Lloyd in time out. He's away from his station, so he will be right back. So yeah, so you got Elizabeth Warren, you got Oprah, you got Michelle Obama, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, you got Eleanor Roosevelt, Hillary, oh, and then that knucklehead soccer player. Can't remember her name. And then there's AOC and a few other. I call them feminazis. That's what they are. So, so, well, I posted this on Facebook and I said, "Oh, there's no indoctrination here." Yeah, right. Okay. So, and Mr.
all
Lloyd
right.
back.
Everybody knows the way it works around here. I get a call at least once a show. If if it's not from my lovely bride, it's from Greg.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Sometimes both.
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw the
I was
photo, and I'm like going, really? Where's
Yeah, I
my
was even telling Judy
wife?
about that, and she says, "Is that legal for them to put up just one group of people. Now that was just in a classroom there, or
Yeah,
was that
that was in
where
the
the actual?
classroom where we had our precinct meeting for the
Yeah,
caucus. Uh,
yeah.
Lo- Carlos is here. Welcome, Carlos. Rick Halber, Steve Carpenter. All right, so we're building up, so we must be up to, wow, we're up to 4 people watching. Oh, there's
Have we
Todd
got?
D. And
Yeah,
what is that? Don't investigate Comet Ping Pong Instagram or
I have an
what
idea.
the heck is that? All right, who's the moderator? Take care of that.
There, actually, let's just do this.
There we go. So, hey, we must be doing something right. We got trolls again
Yeah,
this week. Ah,
read what Carlos put. What Carlos put.
Carlos,
Uh,
Carlos.
all set for.
Hello, back
Oh,
from the
okay.
sky. Lloyd.
I don't see they put anything. Okay.
Right.
Oh, read the previous chat, Carlos. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, trolls have arrived. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, I'm going to do more than just do that. Boom. Hopefully, he won't be back.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, I sat down to see that. I'm like, wow, I just got in here and they're already getting nasty, huh?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't nasty. It was just,
It was headed that way.
yeah,
It, it
incoherent.
was,
Yeah.
kind of, uh,
Right.
Mitch says, yay, trolls have arrived, Art. We are doing something right. We've got trolls.
That's right. So before the show, we were talking about a video that Rick Halber shared with us from Black Conservative
Oh, that was Steve.
Patriots.
Well, Steve shared it with me.
Oh, Steve. Well, maybe it was. Yeah, I think it was Steve.
Yeah.
So I want to thank those guys for sharing that with me. And it was very interesting about how the Obamas, or how the Obama administration was already setting up the works to try to prevent Trump from, you know, uh, entering the White House. We're not entering the White House, but being in control as president, and
Right.
how to block every move that he tries to make, how to kind of keep him from doing his job. But it ended up backfiring on him, and hopefully, Barr's investigation will,
Well, yeah, when they get the new director,
yeah, yeah, director of
intelligence. Yeah.
yeah, hmm
Yeah. National Director of Intelligence.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Or Director of National Intelligence. That's what
yeah,
it is. Yeah.
DN,
Uh,
DNI, yeah,
yeah. DNI. Anyways, yeah. And I'm like, who is it? Mitch put that yeah, I watch him. I've been watching him for quite a while too. He's there's some out there that they try to make it look like a real live news broadcast, but this guy, he just says it the way he sees it, and
right,
he puts the facts together. And I also follow Millennial Millie,
right,
and because she's another good person, and
yeah,
I cannot remember the young lady. She is British, but uh
okay,
she comes on and does these live streams, and she is very astute, and she's a young person. you know
oh, but
Everybody's young compared to me
hmm,
and Mitch, but uh But she's that's another one. I can't remember who she is.
Right.
But yeah, some of these people are hitting spot on. But I thought that one last night
Hmm.
because it showed going all the way back. It was funny that they didn't have it in play. They didn't show it going as back as far as Reagan. It showed it with Bush 41,
Right.
and then the transition. And of course, it all they all become friends in the end, and everything's wonderful. And
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, that's
uh,
right. And
it
so now,
makes you really look at that.
yeah, and Millennial Millie is very easy on the eyes too.
Yeah, she's not bad to look at. Yeah,
But yeah, so I'm starting to follow them, and I follow a lot of what's going on Fox News, especially Greg Gutfeld,
yeah,
because
yeah,
he is funny and he's like spot on a lot of stuff.
yeah, yeah. I I find looking and it's kind of what the point of everything was. Part of the point from that yesterday is that this is the modern form of journalism.
Journal,
Journalism, yeah,
yeah, citizen journalism, yeah.
citizen journalism,
Hmm.
and yeah, this is because even Fox News, and I understand they're wanting to be fair and balanced, but
Yeah,
boy, when they get the other side in, it's like,
yeah, like Donna
you know,
Brazil or Juan Williams,
Juan Williams. Oh, Lord have
uh,
mercy. I
Geraldo Rivera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can put up with Geraldo
yeah,
because everybody. I mean, you got to think about Al Capone's safe. Really,
yeah, yeah, that's right.
so much for true journalism on that one. Uh, yeah. So
Tucker
yeah,
Carlson,
Tucker Carlson.
Jesse Waters. Yeah,
Jesse. Yeah.
Jesse Waters. I love how he really takes care of Juan Williams when Juan Williams says something ridiculous, and
Yeah.
Jesse Waters just kind of puts it all back into perspective. And
Yeah.
another one
Well.
is Laura Ingram that I like to watch.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Ingram Angle, which
Yeah.
is
I started listening to her when she was on the radio
right.
before she ever came to Fox News, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, and there's a lot of other conservative bloggers, like who's the one? Um, God, he was a guest on Dan Bongino's last week when he was at CPAC. David Harris Jr.
Yeah. Yeah.
is
Yeah. Yeah.
another
Yeah.
interesting one. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right, so let's jump into Super Tuesday. So now we're down to two people. A lot of them dropped out just before the Super Tuesday, and they all endorsed Biden. And then after Super Tuesday, everybody dropped out, and now it's down to Biden and Bernie.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. Now, Joe Biden has like a 60 delegate lead over Bernie Sanders. And boy, that could be a real interesting uh, uh, showdown. There is.
Yeah.
You
Uh.
got the communists, far left wing communists, and the sort of moderate Sleepy Joe, who can't remember what state he's in, or which one is his wife and which one's his sister, and can't remember the words to the Declaration of Independence. You know,
Isn't that the one that starts out with 4 score and 7 years? No, that wasn't it. Yeah.
yeah, he said we hold all our true self, you know, that thing.
Yeah, that
That's
thing. Yeah,
it.
yeah. I think you guys are going to appreciate my. I wished I had it on this computer because uh, you guys are going to like my first campaign speech that I'm putting together uh, for uh, for my commercials that'll be upcoming. So,
Right.
and it's satire, folks. But
Yeah.
speaking of Super Tuesday, because that's what we're talking about, and I may have. I don't know if I've talked to anybody. I've talked to a few of you guys on the phone, but this is what I was starting with before the show started when we were talking about here you come in, you show your ID, you tell them what party you're on. They open up the book for that, and they have you sign it, and they give you a big paper ballot, big thing about this long,
Hmm.
and that wise, it's about 11, 12 inches long. Great waste of paper, but especially when it had two things on there: president and whether liquor stores can sell liquor on Sunday. I
Right.
still don't know if that passed because I haven't looked at local news lately. But anyways, uh, uh, so I'm sitting there, and basically they just got it's ours is held in the church rec room down the just about a
Right.
half a block from my house. And so we're sitting there, and they get those big 6 foot fold out tables, and we all sit down there and just draw in the circle and
Right.
take it over and put it in the machine,
Yep.
and it counts it. But we had different colored ballots. The Democrats had pink. Don't know why, but they did. And the Republicans
Okay, boy.
we had yellow. Yeah. But you'd think it would be easy to do like red and blue,
Yeah.
They couldn't do that. Whatever.
Right.
So I'm sitting there and I listen to this guy, and he's a couple seats over from me. And it's like, you could, like, okay, yeah, well,
Right.
yeah. But, nobody really cares. We're pretty laid back here. It's not like anybody's trying to push somebody. So,
Yeah.
and I did not wear this hat.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, because yeah, I could have wore it without the campaign button,
Right.
but even that, I did wear my grumpy vlogger shirt. So anyway, so I go in and I sit down there and I hear this guy go, "And do I have to vote for president?" I glanced over and he had a pink ballot, and I almost said no, but you can write in the grumpy vlogger. And I thought I would get thrown out of that before I could cast my
Yeah.
ballot because you can't campaign within
Yep.
what 100 feet
Yep.
of a
Of a
precinct or
precinct.
whatever, or
Yeah.
voting voting booth. Anyways, so but I listened to him, and he it didn't it took 3 seconds. You voted for the guy you wanted, and you voted yes or no for the question. Go over there. So and that was a thought that popped in my head. You can write in the grumpy vlogger for
Yep.
president, but I didn't do it.
Oh,
And uh, so then he goes over and he has the ballot, and he looks at the ladies he says, "Do I have to vote for president?" And they said, "No, we will not make you vote for a president." He says, "Okay." And he puts it in the machine, and off it goes. That just goes to show you. Now, this guy was a registered Democrat,
yeah. And he
obviously,
wasn't happy with
and he
any.
wasn't happy with anybody on there. He just
Yeah.
refused to vote. Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
So,
and speaking of Caucus, Oklahoma was one of them. And Pocahontas did not get any delegates from Oklahoma. She didn't carry Oklahoma. She didn't even carry Massachusetts.
yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, no. Biden went for Oklahoma, or
Yeah.
Oklahoma went for Biden. Yeah,
Colorado went for Sanders.
yeah, I saw that. That's right. I did keep up to who was winning what that night,
Yeah.
on Super Tuesday, but after that, I just like, yeah,
Yep.
okay,
And
because
Bernie got California though.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and I was talking with somebody about it. I think I was talking with my cousin about it, and because he and I talk a lot of politics,
Hmm.
we're both like-minded. We're both conservatives, and we were talking about what they need, getting now. Steve, you're out there in the chat. Well, so's Rick.
Right.
Is California a winner take all, or is it divided by how many you get?
You know what? I think it is winner take all.
Is it winner take all?
Yeah, because
Okay,
let's go down the list, shall we?
sure.
Alabama, Joe Biden. Arkansas, Joe Biden. California, Bernie Sanders. Colorado, Bernie Sanders. Now, California is 415 delegates. So, uh, yeah, he got that. And
It is. Yeah, Rick
Colorado,
says it's
66.
okay.
Maine, Joe Biden. Massachusetts, Joe Biden. Minnesota, Joe Biden. North Carolina, Joe Biden. Oklahoma, Joe Biden. Tennessee, Joe Biden. Texas, Joe Biden. Utah, Bernie Sanders. Vermont, Bernie Sanders. Virginia, Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden has a 60 delegate lead over Bernie Sanders. So, I mean, depending on how well Bernie does in some of the smaller states, if he starts picking up some of those seats, I mean, he could. But here's the kicker: say he does pull out ahead of Joe Biden, what's going to end up happening is the super delegates are going to go all to Joe Biden, so they're going to yank
Yeah,
the gold ring away from Bernie Sanders once again.
and I can't remember who is. I talked to Steve. I talked with Steve this week, and we might have been talking about it. Yeah, because it was after Super Tuesday. But anyways, uh, they're not going to let uh, a socialist win this time around.
Right.
You know, and hopefully in 4 more years, Bernie's going to be too damned old to run.
Yeah. Well, either
You know,
doesn't run or he dies in office. Yeah.
right?
Hey, Chris Hope is in the chat.
Yeah,
Welcome,
yeah.
Chris. Uh,
But if he doesn't win this election, I I suspect there's going to be a big revolution in the Democratic Party, and they're going to split, and that's just all the better for the
yeah.
rest of us,
Hmm.
you know,
Well,
because
and here's my take on it. Okay, Joe Biden wins this, and Bernie Sanders could run third party,
yeah, that's one of them.
and he does that. He'll steal enough votes away from the Democrats, and then Trump wins huge, huge.
Right, right, yeah,
Uh, on the other hand, if it goes the other way, Bernie Sanders wins the nomination. You might see Bloomberg run third party and then split the ticket, and then giving Trump wins huge. But here's the thing that I took away from Dan Bongino on one of his later videos is he'd rather Trump go up against Biden than Sanders because what if on the outside chance that Sanders wins, boy, we'll be in deep
yeah,
doo doo.
yeah. No, I agree. I think Biden should be the, uh, you know, uh, well, and it's like, well. Steve Carpenter said Bernie's been shown the door by the DNC. First off, he's not even a Democrat.
Yeah, he's an
I
independent, but
He's
he's
an
really
independent, you
so
know.
yeah. But he caucuses with the Democrats.
Yeah, he's not even but he's still, you know, that's like me being a Republican saying I'm going to run for the Democratic nomination. You know,
Hmm.
what's to prevent me? You know,
Yep.
that's what I'm talking about. Because what's to say an independent can't choose the Republicans? You know, it's just the point is if they're going to run under the party ticket, they need to be on that. They need to be a member of that party, not just caucus with them, but be a
Yep.
registered member of that party.
Mm.
And that's where the DNC screwed up.
Well, the DNC Democrats, they have their own rules.
They
They
do.
don't even go by their own rules half the time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So, rules don't really mean anything to them. It's just, you know, ends justify the means. That's their thinking of winning, you
Yeah.
know.
Steve brings up a good point. He brought this up earlier too. Hillary being Biden's running mate.
Yep.
And then, of course, we know what happens to anybody in Hillary's way.
Yep.
Then she
Yep.
becomes president,
Yep.
you know. And
Biden suddenly, hey, he passes away a few months into his
yeah,
administration, and
yeah,
Hillary takes over, and uh, you know, legally, uh, this is one of the weird things about how things could work out. That the only way someone could win for a third term is if the president dies halfway or a little more than halfway into his term.
yeah,
Then the
yeah,
vice president takes over. He could run again. He could run for two more terms.
yeah. That was
So
that
the
was
maximum can be 10 years.
yeah, that was the deal with LBJ
Yeah, that's right.
because he took over was November of '63,
Yep.
and there was less. Well, there was a year to the next election,
Hmm.
and so he fulfilled that last year. He ran in November of '64. He won that, but the tide had turned against him over the Vietnam War.
Right. Hmm.
Uh, by '68, that as he says, we've lost Walter Cronkite. Once we
Yeah.
lose Walter, we've lost everything. So there's
Hmm.
no point in him to run.
Well, Steve made a really good point where they won't knock him off. They'll use his memory condition. Yeah, they'll use the 25th Amendment, which ironically was mentioned in Black Conservative Patriot,
Right, right.
about how they
Yeah.
were going to try and take out Trump using the 25th.
25th Amendment. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mike Roach, welcome to the show. Steve Mack, welcome.
We're starting to get a good following
Yeah,
here on Sundays. It's nice
yeah.
to see. But how long have we been doing this together?
Well, together, I don't think it's been quite a year. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we
it's not
started.
been a year yet. I
Yeah,
can't remember when I first started co-hosting with you.
yeah. So this is number 47. I think you came in late last summer, early, yeah, fall.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Well, I can always go back and
Could
I,
always go back and look. It's not that
yeah,
important. I was just trying to think.
yeah,
We're starting to slowly grow now. Of
yeah.
course, this is that time of year again. So we're
Hmm.
going to
Yep.
start seeing the growth because it's politics. Uh,
And the one thing I did do in the description of the show, hashtag politics, hashtag conservatism, hashtag Trump.
yeah,
So
those are
that,
the key things in the put into your description. Yeah.
yep. Mhm. So I'm going to start doing that with not only on this channel, but on my other channel.
Steve says, or was it just last week? I can't remember. Maybe I just started working with you last week, Art. I can't remember.
Yeah, so yeah, I noticed the numbers of subscribers is little by little starting to tick up, and the other channels are starting to grow too. Especially my fishing channel is really starting to take off. And I think when I go down to Florida next week, and I will be doing the arts place from Florida down there. We
Okay.
Mitch and I talked about it, and we'll do an arts place and Art Co Drone Solutions from. We'll call it the Florida headquarters.
There you go.
Yep,
Oh, you're going to do Arch Place or Arco
we're
Drone
going to do
Solutions?
both of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
hmm
Excellent.
yeah. So that'll be interesting. And then
By
when
the
I
way, if anybody does not have one of my campaign buttons, let me know. If you want one, I'll send one to you. Just
right,
send me an email at
hmm
lloyd at grumpyvlogger.info and I'll send you a campaign button. So,
hmm
because I don't know who has them and who doesn't anymore. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure where I put them all.
well, I think I got mine from Rick Halbert. I got two of them plus some candy.
Mitch says it's $500 an hour studio time. Take your phone with you. You can do it from the phone. Okay, Steve. Yeah, send me an email at Lloyd. I should have your address, but I can't remember if I do. So uh, I need to get an address book set up for all of that. Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of sending stuff, I two of the three winners of the candy giveaway got their candy, and Indigo Rhino was just ecstatic. He loved it. And Carolyn, she lives here in Colorado, so uh, she already knows about instant chocolates. But
Yeah.
waiting
Yeah.
for Gary at Brant Ariels to get his, so it's probably hung up at
In
custom.
customs.
Yeah, they're probably sampling it right now.
Steve says, that it's, uh, Mitch said it was $500 an hour. And Steve says, I see you're giving Art a 50% discount. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But, anyways.
So yeah, this year I'm gonna put out more content on my shows, and I'm thinking about maybe do once a month or every other week a live stream on my fishing channel. I was thinking about doing it on maybe a Tuesday night. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
nothing interesting happens on
yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah,
Never mind.
it won't be on Monday because I don't want to conflict with you.
No, no, no. I was going to say something else.
Yeah,
I forgot what it was.
and Wednesday is Coast to Coast Drone. So I know. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. My biggest thing about coast to coast drones is I like to see how many times I can crack up Bill
right,
with my
right.
snarky little comments. I have fun with him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Yeah,
Uh, so getting back to politics, so there are a lot of different conservative vloggers on YouTube, and I think this year's it'll be interesting to see how well the different vloggers do, and who rises up and who kind of fades away. The Black Conservative Patriots, I noticed they're all they're over 400,000.
oh yeah, I've been subscribed to him. Mm,
Yeah,
probably
and
since
I heard about
2016.
yeah, wow,
Yeah,
insane. And well, and Dan Bongino, he's way up there too.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd be curious
Uh,
to see how well Millennial Mary is that? Yeah,
Millennial Millie.
Millie. Yeah,
Yeah, she's pretty sharp.
yeah,
Uh, let's see, Dennis Michael Lynch. Is that the
yeah,
name, Steve?
yeah.
That's another guy. Yeah, Dennis Michael Lynch.
Mhm.
That's another guy. He's got an app that you can download,
Oh,
and uh, yeah, sometimes you got to put up with a little advertising,
yeah,
But uh, uh, yeah, Dennis Michael Lynch. But he's got some really good insight. And funny
right.
thing was I'd got the notice on that Black Conservative Patriot channel, and then I got the thing from Steve, and it's like, oh, maybe I should go watch this one because sometimes I watch them, but Dennis Michael Lynch, he's got to do something with his hair. He wears one of them sweatbands around, and his hair kind of sticks up.
Oh,
It just, he's too
yeah,
old to be wearing it looking like that,
yeah,
But but he has got some unbelievably good insight,
right.
and he covers news in general, but he always does it from a very conservative point of view.
Right. Mm,
And but that's somebody to watch too. Is Dennis Michael Lynch,
okay,
and he has an app you can download, and it'll just pop up. And I check it 2 or 3 times a day.
right. Mhm.
But yeah, somebody needs to tell him to quit wearing that sweatband. It just, first off, those things went out in the 80s.
Yeah,
He might as well have a mullet too.
yeah. Oh, Stephen Crowder. Yeah,
Steven Crowder, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, I've known Stephen Crowder. Well, he was a stand-up comic back around the same time I was doing it, and then he went into conservative movement, and
right.
he got in with Breitbart and had his own YouTube channel until that got yanked away from him, and now
Yeah.
he's got another platform that he's on, and
Well, he's on Blaze TV now, isn't he?
okay,
Yeah, I think he moved over to Blaze TV when YouTube, uh, because he was doing Louder with Crowder,
right.
and him and the Powder Puff guy, whatever his name was, they got into a,
Oh yeah,
yeah, you
yeah.
know
I
about
heard
that.
all
Yeah,
about it, and
yeah.
yeah.
They got to, and uh,
It's all hateful. You badging me,
yeah,
bitch.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
Fox, that's it. Thank you.
yeah,
Sorry,
Fox. Oh,
sorry. Didn't mean to call him Powder Puff Girl.
Fox.
Uh, I won't get you in trouble, Art. Just remember, this is Art's channel. This is not the Grumpy Vloggers channel.
Yeah, that's right. That's
And the opinions expressed by me are mine, not Art's,
right. Well,
necessarily.
I like this from Mike Roach. That's what really pisses me off about YouTube, Google. They are so blatantly, yeah, they are leftists. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: since it's a business, they can do what they're doing. It's
Yes.
government that can't censor free speech, but
Right.
businesses, they can do that. But you know what? You don't have to be on their platform. You could go to another platform and
Yeah.
be
I
successful
was
over there.
I was actually surprised that I forgot where I read it or heard it, and it was from a conservative that actually Facebook has been less, or
More
they've dealt,
tolerant of
they've dealt out their justice equally on both sides.
right.
So
Hmm.
uh you know
Well,
and we can
that,
always go live on Facebook.
hmm
There's always that
and
option.
that's why George Soros is all up in their face saying government should control Facebook.
Yeah,
And
exactly, because Facebook has uh, whether you like the, I, my problem with Facebook is that uh, too much drama.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. There is a lot of
Some
drama there.
some cousin gets their nose in a snit about
Yeah,
cousin so and so did that, and then you gotta, or you post something in there, and some other person that follows your group doesn't like it, and then it's like,
yeah.
so
Well, I was talking to Lloyd earlier before the show when Jerry Calverley
Calverley.
Calverley posted a meme about Donald Trump donating his fourth quarter earnings as president, his paycheck, to fight coronavirus. Well, another person we all know in the, well, I won't even mention what genre, but he got all upset and post a bunch of stuff on there, and it's not just one little blurb. It was like five different paragraphs. They wrote about how bad Donald Trump is and how egotistical he is. He's the worst president ever. Yeah. So I posted some photos just to kind of stick it to him. Like,
Yeah.
well, some of you probably seen the photograph where somebody took, where Eddie Van Halen jumps with this Franken guitar.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It says, might as well Trump. And then there was another one of Trump with the flag in the background, and it looks all really patriotic. And then I put dudes who dudes who hate Trump pee like this. And that's
Yeah.
where you see the guy sitting on the toilet and you see his hairy legs with pink panties around his ankles.
Yeah.
But another person who saw that uh, took that picture and scratched out hate with with and put like. I'm like going, oh, how original that is. It looked like a sixth grader kind of scratching out the
Yeah.
part they didn't like, and I'm like,
Yeah, and
so I
that's the
just left
problem.
it. I didn't, you know, I don't
Yeah.
like going in on a pee match with people. I just go
Yeah.
in and say something, and I know I'm going to tick off a bunch of people and just go. Yep.
Yeah. I just, you know what I use Facebook for?
No, what do you use Facebook for, Lloyd?
Marketplace. See if there's any new
Oh, yeah, that's
instruments. That's the only thing I find worthwhile. Occasionally, I mean, it's like, well, most of my family's dead, so I don't have that many to check on, and the ones that are still alive, I don't like. So, yeah,
oh,
Marketplace.
Mike says, "Come on, Art, name names."
Yeah,
No, don't want to, because if I do that, then there's going to be a crap storm happening, and I,
yeah, yeah.
I don't want to.
And
No, no, no.
we've had enough of them over the
Yeah,
last year or so.
yeah, we get that on some of our other uh, channels.
Channels. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
just don't want to go there. Oh, I was gonna, on propertyroom.com, there is a drone that's going to be listed fairly soon, and it's the GoPro Karma. And you know what? It's the whole thing. Somebody must have gotten their bag stolen because it's got the controllers, the batteries, chargers. It's got everything. And it looks like it's in pretty good shape. It'd be kind of interesting to see which brand of GoPro is on it. If it's got a Hero 5 on it, that'd be a good one to snag.
Yeah, but if you're just going to buy it for because the drone itself, the only thing good on it would be the GoPro.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's
Of
going to
course, you
be
could
that.
always buy one and give it to Kelly Green for Christmas. He'd have
There
a new
you
one,
go. There you
a
go.
spare.
Wow, look at that. The flag is like bleeding through my shirt.
Yeah, it's. I noticed that earlier.
Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes my screen will flicker and
Yeah,
my shirt will be right. I think it's because it's yellow. Look at that. See it
yeah,
painted
yeah,
in in. So and that's how that is. Uh, so wow, we did an hour
yeah,
already. So yeah, it was a good show. I want to thank everybody for coming. Let's see, we're up. Hey, 7 people are still watching,
yeah,
and
yeah.
hit that like button. And so, thanks everybody for coming to the show. I will see you next week from sunny Melbourne, Florida, and hopefully the weather will be fantastic, and I'll be catching a lot of fish and getting a lot of drone videos. So, uh,
Well, you have
thanks
a
for
safe
coming.
trip.
Thank you very much, and have a great Sunday, everybody, and see you all next time. God bless.
Y'all take care.